I'm recording this on May 21st of 2021, which means that it's been exactly 1 month since Scale Nights got released and 1 month since the live stream experience. Now, every single video I made prior to May 21st, from April 6th all the way up till that day, every single theory video, every single news update, every single speculation, I said hopefully things become a lot more clear after May 21st and hopefully we get some of our questions answered. And well, the album's been out for a month, and I feel as though that a lot of the questions we had still aren't answered, and if anything, we have a lot more questions. We have a lot of theories. We provide a lot of theories. However, I think it's time to just take a step back, look at all these questions, and look at all these theories, see which theories are still applicable, and which theories we can just toss in the trash. So, trash. We're going to be talking about a lot about trash, but anyway, good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? First off, I hope you're having a fantastic day today. Hope your day is going well and hope it continues to go well. So, the main thing with this video is that I'm going to be proposing a lot of questions that you, the viewers, have out there, both on YouTube and on the Twitter machine. And if any question stands out to you, make sure to let me know down in the comment section below, because I'm going to have a lot more time coming up to do some research on these topics. So definitely we can talk about some of these and I can actually go in depth with everything and do a lot of research. So if anything stands out to you, let me know down in the comment section below. As well, if you have any theories regarding any of these questions or any answers to these questions, let us know down in the comment section below. Anyway, let's get right into it. These are every single question we got regarding Scale in IC so far. But first, let's talk about some theories. So for the sake of this video, we're going to be talking about everything that I theorized prior to the release of Scale and IC. We're not going to be talking about anything after that. We're not going to talk about the Josh with Keon's video. We're probably not going to talk about the body swap theory either, because like we really developed this idea of the body swap after May 21st. We proposed it prior, however, fully developed the idea post May 21st. So I'll start all the way back at the beginning with the clone theory, the first theory video I made possible. Now, it seemed like it was like this for a while. However, I am very on the fence about it. I don't know if it's really that applicable, and as Jane Bolentat puts it, I personally think the clone theory, although isn't out of the window, but holds up less, and I think the mind control theory is a lot more plausible, but that's just my opinion, and I personally fully agree with Jane. I think the mind control theory is 100% spot on. I think that going into this, the mind control theory is the one that holds up the most. However, as again Jane puts it, we shouldn't roll out the clone theory just yet. However, it is very, very, very close to the door, especially when we put it against something like mind control theory, or really any other theory. Agent 12, I also believe, is out the window, and as a lot of people, including myself, thought, definitely just a spam email that Josh was having a lot of fun with. Of course, Tyler did debunk the idea that Ned is trash. They are two separate entities completely. Tyler and Josh in Hell theory. Now, technically, yes, they are, but however, the concepts I provide in this video, that Dema is just taking place in hell and they're going to like this heaven sort of thing, kind of ready to throw that out as well. Definitely, like, that was really hard to say, because like Dema is this like hellscape sort of thing, and they're trying to escape this Dema hell, but, so I guess some parts of it holds up. However, I'm fine with putting that in the can as well. Operation Dema Vision, which is Dema wants you to buy TVs because they control what's on the screen, so that way they can make a little bit of the money. Now, the only reason why I say this one holds up is because of the annoying thing that happened during the live stream that a lot of people complained about, which was the fact that it was advertising merch at the very corner of the screen right there, because, you know, Dema wants you to buy their stuff, so you give them the propaganda money so that way they can, like, I don't know, do vitalism things with it. So, I want to say it holds up in a fun context, but in a Dema context, it could probably definitely hit the can as well. Now, sticking with the Dema stuff and the bishops, the bishops in Dema are the music industry. I want to say yes, and for a video we will be talking about a little bit later. However, if we're putting like a poll system, definitely on lower tier of the poll. Not as like a, hey, let's toss it out, but definitely like, we'll just keep that in mind, but definitely not as high as mind control theory. We did propose the idea that Dema started at self-titled prior to May 21st, and we actually made an update video about that and how, oh boy, it is very scary how those two things relate so much, especially I Can Feel My Saturation Leaving Me Slowly is literally the cover art of self-titled. And that leaves us with one more theory left that we talked about before May 21st, and that is the Fairy Queen theory that Nullbus also talked about. Now, to provide the insight for this one, we're actually going to go to the queen of the Fairy Queen theory, where Nullbus and I got a lot of information of, and that is bestie on Twitter, Ava, at GreatFantava, and they say, this breaks my heart, Fairy Queen theory feels pretty dead. Not gonna lie, my heart broke when I read that. I'm like, no, Fairy Queen theory can't be dead, because like that was a really, really fun theory. But I mean, kind of does feel that way. It kind of does. But maybe they took inspiration, especially when it came from, keep wanting to say Brandon Reich, it's Walter Crane. When it took from Walter Crane's art with Trash, definitely they may have taken some inspiration there, especially when it came to the Choker music video. So now that we know what theories we're keeping, what we're holding on to but we're not so quite sure about is what theories we're getting rid of, we're going to move over to the questions. Now, a lot of us have the same common questions, and these questions come from the YouTube community section, the video I posted yesterday, as well as Twitter at JL Anderson Music if you want to give me a follow there. That's not a plug, totally is a plug. But we're going to start with Brittany at Rocks My Socks with a very important thing, and they say, I'm still working on getting answers to the questions I have from 3 albums ago. I don't think we can really debunk or prove anything until the next album is released, which is like watching Lost, which accurate, because Melmakian asks, where do we go from here? What's the next album going to sound like? It was a hold in store for us. Well, we do know that the next album is going to be the final chapter of the Dema storyline before 21 Pilots goes on to a new story, new concept, and or might just be a straightforward 21 Pilots album, no story attached. So we do know that much, which is why the next album is going to be like, these are the theories that were accurate. These all can go in the bin. We can just burn them. They mean absolutely nothing at all. So there's all of that. Other than that, who knows? A question that got commented a lot, as well as stuff I see on Twitter all the time, is Clancy dead? Or as Sid puts it, who the hell is Clancy? So, it is safe to assume that Clancy and Tyler are 2 separate people. Now, the reason why I say this is because of Clancy's journals, especially the one that got uploaded for Jumpsuit. We see Clancy in the journal. We can read that Clancy is watching these events take place. They see Tyler and Nico rubbing the hands on Tyler's neck, leaving that black substance. And so it's safe to assume that they are 2 separate people. As far as that's all we know. We don't know if Tyler is writing from Tyler's perspective in Dema, or Tyler's writing from Clancy's perspective in Dema, or if it's something like the Psy in reverse theory, where forwards is Tyler's perspective, backwards is Clancy's perspective. We don't know. As far as is Clancy alive or not, we really don't know that either, because of the most important thing to consider is that Psy is propaganda, Skill Nicey is propaganda, Anagram, Clancy is dead. So, in a lot of people, it's safe to assume that, Clancy is still alive and Clancy isn't actually dead. Now, Hester on Twitter did comment this, which it is something to think about. So, Hester at Hester427-45166. Was Clancy ever a real person, or just something the bishops made up to keep people inside of Dema? We're going to focus on that first sentence for now. We're going to come back to the rest of these questions later on, because that first question ties with, is Clancy alive, and who the hell is Clancy? To which, it's something interesting to think about if Clancy is something constructed by the bishops, like this whole propaganda thing, introducing this character that doesn't actually exist, like this whole sort of pseudonym, like giving like people this false hope, then killing off this character because, oh boy, it's actually giving hope and we don't want that. So something to think about. But we all know if Clancy's alive or not. And now for the one that I ponder the most, and now for the one I ponder the most, and that is everything to do with our friend Trash, because the only new information we found about him is that it's not Ned. That's literally the only information we got. We knew that it was a symbol of Tyler's imagination from the early interviews of the Scale and AFC era that Tyler did within that first couple weeks of April. We knew it was the imagination then, and we, other than that, know nothing. We know that it says destroy. We know it has Clancy Way on it. But that's all we know. We don't know if Trash is a friend or if it's a foe. We don't know if that dragons are actually kin to the Dema universe, or there's just one mythical beast in there. Are dragons common, or are they really endangered and Dema has one? Is it a pet to the bishops? Is it a pet of the banditos? We don't know. Is it something to use as a weapon? Literally no idea. Now, B. Mason does comment something interesting. Trash's name seems a little bit off. We got a cheetah, an alien, and a vulture with human names, but then Trash appeared with the name Trash. I have a theory that Trash's name is propaganda. He is Tyler's imagination, which we know isn't trash. Tyler's imagination is a glorious thing, and it's not trash at all. So I think the bishops made him name the dragon that to brainwash Dema's residents somehow, so they believe there would be no way to escape. Tyler has said that you can use your imagination to escape, so it makes sense that the bishops would hate Trash. You know, there's always an escape, the whole tagline of the live stream. Now, why did Tyler tell us, the clique, the dragon's name was Trash? Either he has a sense of humor that I haven't caught on to yet, which, yes, B. Mason, Tyler does have the sense of humor, because we are all slime balls. Let's keep that in mind when we think of Tyler Joseph, who also uses ketchup on his mac and cheese. I believe that, yeah, he does that. Don't agree with that. Or is he under the bishop's control and is forced him to calling his imagination garbage? But keep in mind that it would also make sense if the Blurryface Twitter account told us his name, because it already told us the album name. Makes us wonder. So, something to keep in mind, because literally, we don't know that much about Trash still. Hello, I am adding this in because I totally forgot to screenshot their comment when I went to go look at questions, and definitely deserves to be put in the trash section. So, Kyler Ren. I kind of hate your name just because it's Kylo Ren, and I have personal feelings with Adam Driver, mainly because my girlfriend loves him, but that is besides the point. Kylo Ren. So I've been thinking about this a lot, and I'm not sure if it makes much sense, but what if Trash is actually Tyler's weapon against the bishops? My main reasoning is during the live stream when the bishops were doing their commercials, they were burned and injured. I know you made a theory video that Nico uses it against the bishops, but what if it's actually Tyler using it against them? Like, every time Tyler's creativity is unleashed, Trash is unleashed on the bishops as a weapon against them. Also, since Tyler talked about Trash being a source of creativity, maybe he's using Trash as a weapon against them, almost like his creativity being used as a weapon against them. But when Trash is contained at the end of the concert, his weapon is contained as well, so he can't fight back. IDK. I hope it makes sense, but much been better in my mind. It's been on my mind since a lot in the live stream, which is definitely something to think about. And again, we don't know. We literally don't know. Alright, so I'm going to be honest. If we included every single one of these questions in this video, it would be a 30-minute long thing because I like providing insight. So we're just going to speed run through these questions, and I'm going to provide minimal insight, my little thoughts, but other than that, we're just going to speed run through all of these. So, Patience on Twitter, slowed down on Monday at Clancy Lives. How did people end up in Dema in the first place? How did Clancy get there? How does the level concern ARG fit into the lore? Who was behind it? I think the bishops, because of the video where Tyler in the USB where we see Clancy is dead. As far as I know, there isn't a general consensus. So for the level concern ARG, I'm going to send you over to my video where we talk about the level concern ARG with Twitter user Ty, who made a very wonderful thread about it. Alright, so Josh Gunn on Twitter at Rebel R Carnation. The difference between Tyler and Josh, Blurryface, and the bishops. I'm thinking that Blurryface isn't just about Nico, but it's about all the bishops, since the Borbaki was originally a group, which, yes, and also fun fact, they have 9 members. Blurryface, what's a Blurryface? I did answer Josh
Magic Gun on Twitter about this. The interesting question comes at the very bottom. Who was the person saying welcome to the trench in Levitate? Could it be it is or was Clancy? And My Blood, the actors which are possibly show Clancy and the blurry face. Now, the voice in Levitate, Chlorine, and Redecorate I am definitely looking into. Jane Bullen, I think my question is, how long has Tyler known he's been trapped in the Dema storyline? Risona C. In the live stream, the bishops talked in the same voice and manner and the background in the beginning of Redecorate. Has anyone transcribed these speeches? So the speech in the beginning of Redecorate is actually from one of Clancy's journals, the very first one, I believe, and it goes more in that same speech we hear in Redecorate is the same thing in the Lane Boyd transition, assuming you're talking about that part. And like I said, I'm definitely going to be looking into the voice in Redecorate, Chlorine, and Levitate. Who truly started the propaganda? I think it was the Banditos who started it to make the bishops think that Clancy was dead and who was escorted about a demon in the videos. And I did touch this in my Psy versus East is Up logo video. Testing musicality. The yellow hooded figure, the bishop, for a split second in the live stream performance. Why was no one discussing that? I think it is hugely significant. We do talk about this in my Josh's Keon's video. However, it is super interesting, something we do have to look into a lot more because I do think it is pretty significant. Fun fact, it's also in the Levitate music video. Crazy Cartoonist, you did the Bounce Man Ned theory, and now I think it's time for the Bounce Man Clancy theory. I'm actually going to send you to YouTuber Axe Today, who does a great YouTube video on that, and it'll be linked down in the description box below, Bounce Man and Clancy. I think you should also talk about who she is in the song Redecorate. I wonder if it's a new character we've never seen before, perhaps she has piqued the interest of Clancy. I believe this she character is the character in A Car, a Torch, a Death. And because, you know, A Car, a Torch, Death seems to tie with everything, especially with Redecorate. Is Dema a physical place or a mental state of mind? I believe it is both. Alex, I believe in storyline, it's physical unless everything takes place in Tyler's mind, then it's all mental. However, I believe we all have our own personal mental Dema. Has it been around forever or just when Tyler discovered it? I think that's when our self-conscious definitely hits in. Are we ourselves in Dema? We could put ourselves into a Dema, however, I don't know if we are in the Dema storyline at all. We are going to talk about one more. We're actually going to go in depth. So back to the video.
Suki Marmalade. This is not a question, but I do wonder if anyone else has figured this out forever ago and I dismissed it and none of you told me. If this is a novel discovery, the credit is not due to me, but to Caitlin Stevenson. The live stream version is Shy Away, the slightly or drastically, depending on your different edited one, Up Now. All the other band members, other than Tyler and Josh, are wearing shirts with graphic tees of Tyler's tattoo on it. I think on the opposite shoulder, it's been a while since I've watched Tyler shirtless, and I'm also super dyslexic, so I could be wrong of which shoulder. I literally read, though, it seemed like maybe through 20,000 comments on the 21 Pilots channel. I think it's just one person, Caitlin Stevenson, who knows and commented on it. I figured maybe I'm not the only unobservant click member, so I thought I should share for those of you people, other people. Much love, Suki. Now, I did notice this, and on Twitter there has been talks about this, but no really a lot of theories have come out about this. So it is on Tyler's my right shoulder, and that is where it's placed on the bishops, not the bishops, the band members as well. Now, the reason why I said bishops and why I dropped that is because there is a theory that the bishops are the band members, and they perform morph because they were surrounded. And something interesting to keep in mind, because if you add up Sally, you add up Dan, you add up the band members that's not named Tyler and Josh, you get 9. So it's possibly the bishops were jamming with the live stream with them, which is why they have like Tyler's thing, because if blurry face is something that stands something for Tyler, that means every single bishop, in my opinion, stands for like something of Tyler's personality. Like Sally's a carver, she's a carver, tear my heart, maybe love. So each of the bishops can represent something, which is why they all have Tyler's tattoo on their jumpsuit sort of thing. And certainly there are a lot more questions out there, and certainly a lot of directions to go. So now is time where you, again, the lovely viewer out there, can help out a little bit. So if you have any theories regarding any of these questions, or you actually have answers to any of these questions, let us know down in the comment section below. And which video would you like to see me do a deep dive into? We already did a deep dive in trash, and literally we can't go any deeper when it comes to trash because we don't know. We literally don't know any new information except it's not Ned. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and I'll definitely start researching on it. And yeah, so a lot of questions, a lot of murky water, a lot of fog, but one day we'll figure it out. And as Brittany puts it, probably next album, it's like watching Lost. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you ponder all these questions, and definitely let me know the things down in the comment section below. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, good night, but more importantly, have a good day. I'll see you later.